T-minus 10, 9, 8.
The clock is
7.
operating. We're underway.
Tranquility Base here. Endeavor, go at throttle left.
And good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kids aged 8 to 80. Back here from Mount Bachelor, Oregon, in the beautiful fiery Cascade region. On top of the volcano and the Thunderbird Trail on a gorgeous Thursday morning, it's time for the 2015 USCSA National Championships. Hi, everybody. Boss Hogg alongside Alex Beatty, as we are set to bring you live first-run coverage of the women's slalom here on the Thunderbird Trail at Mount Bachelor. Yesterday, here for the men's GS, we watched an incredible performance from Sierra Nevada College's Finlay Neeson as he takes home his first national championship in the men's GS. And now back today, as later this afternoon, we will crown the women's slalom champion. Alex Beatty, impressive performances on this race hill yesterday. We should be in for a barn burner today.
Absolutely, boss. We have a slalom set up here for all these athletes. A forest of red and blue plastic. Very tight and technical course. I had a chance to ski it myself this morning. Of course, always customary to allow the announcers first crack at the ski course. And I made it down in one piece, but barely, boss. We have, over 40 direction changes. I believe 2 undergates, 3 hairpins, and a doozy of a flush there by the bottom of the course. So it should be an exciting ride.
The 2015 USCSA National Championships are brought to you in part by Patagonia. Their mission: to build the best product, cause no unnecessary harm, and to use business to inspire and implement solutions to the environmental crisis. Learn more at Patagonia.com. Proud supporters of the USCSA. And by Reliable Racing. Whether it's Alpine and Nordic ski racing apparel and equipment, hill and event supplies, sports timing equipment, or just hard-to-find race gear, Reliable Racing is your one-stop shop. Check them out on the web at ReliableRacing.com. And by Twitchell Sportswear, the home of Yeti apparel. When you're facing truly abominable weather, the Yeti has you covered. Check out their complete collection at TwitchellSportswear.com. Proud supporters of the USCSA. A perfectly groomed trail here on the Thunderbird Trail as we are into live action now. Our first racers now coming down the course. On course now, Meg Del Cole wearing bib number 1 from Lafayette College into the lower third. Alex Beatty, an incredible set here. You had a chance to actually ski the run this morning. Tell us about it.
Well, boss, really a technical set. It seems as if the long arm of Mark Sullivan may be reaching from the East Coast and planting gates any which way. It's going to be really difficult for these athletes just to stay on their toes here, but looks like Meg Del Cole of Lafayette, the senior, has skied well, boss. She is sitting in first right now, and she'll get a second run this afternoon.
Easy to do when you're the first one out of the box, no doubt. Now Sydney Sulte wearing bib number 2, the Flying High from Colorado Springs, Colorado Air Force Academy. Now moving into the final 10 gates here on this incredibly tough slalom course for the ladies. Here comes Sydney Sulte. She'll be followed by Natalie Pearl from Brown University. Natalie Pearl, of course, leading after the first run of the women's GS, and with 3 gates to go, hooked a gate, and oh my word, it has happened again to Natalie Pearl from Brown University. I can't believe it. She had the same thing happen to her 2 days ago in the women's GS. She was leading after run number 1, going for her first national championship, and with 3 gates to go, she blew up, was unable to finish the race, giving the championship to Rocky Mountain College's Frida Svedberg. And Alex, it appears that tragedy has struck again for Natalie Pearl.
It's starting to look that way, boss. Tough break there early on for Natalie Pearl and this Brown University team that just seems to have no luck here at these national championships this week so far for the ladies. Natalie Pearl, the Eastern Regional champion in this event, was looked to many to be a contender for the top spot today, but she is out early, boss, and that'll do it for Natalie Pearl.
A tough break for Brown University and Natalie Pearl. Back to live action now, wearing bib number 4 from Castleton College. It's Blair Hooper. Hooper now making her way out of the center section into the bottom half of this run. Lots of direction changes, a couple of flushes, a couple of, I just don't even want to go down it.
That's right, boss. See how she's turning well here into this final set of combinations. Now she's in the flush and out again, so she handles it well, really getting on those skis up here as the final flush of the course. Now these last 3. Oh, and she has some trouble there. Just a very tricky section, and she is out of the course, boss.
Blair Hooper from Castleton State College. No second run for her, and already here on the Thunderbird Trail, proving to be an incredibly difficult track. Now Jamie Anderson from Stanford University. Second fastest at the split shack, now into the lower half. She'll be followed by Carolyn Sandin Gustafson from the College of Idaho. Also a very successful run for Gustafson in the GS until the second run. We'll talk about that momentarily. Meanwhile, back to live action here with 5 gates to go. It's Jamie Anderson from Stanford University.
You saw her skis track very well in that flush, boss. The same section that gave Blair Hooper some problems, but she handled it well. She will finish strong, sitting in third right now with a time of 60.42 for Jamie Anderson of Stanford.
Now on course, wearing bib number 6, it is the yoke from Caldwell, Idaho, the College of Idaho's Caroline Gustafson. And now Gustafson across the stripe with the fastest time of the morning at a 51.27. Wow, lightning speed from Caroline Gustafson. She is currently your leader. So our top 5 from Castleton, Blair Hooper. In the 4th slot, Stanford University's Jamie Anderson. Lafayette College's Meg Del Cole in 3rd. Then it's Sydney Sulte from the Air Force Academy in 2nd. And your current leader from the College of Idaho, Caroline Gustafson. Now Lika Scott wearing bib number 7 from St. Anselm's College. Lika Scott out of Carabasset Valley Academy, now in her national championship first run here in the slalom with a time of 57.97, good enough for 4th position. Now on course, wearing bib number 8 from Sierra Nevada College, it's Francesca Curtolo. She'll be followed by Jessica Bishop from Hobart William Smith College, now dropping in from the top. Meanwhile here, with 15 gates to go, it's Curtolo. Curtolo's got a good run and go. Shucking and jiving with 2 gates to go, now punching the stripe into the corral, it's Francesca Curtolo with a time of 52.63, good enough for 2nd place. Caroline Gustafson, Alex Beatty in the giant slalom had a chance to podium, and just like Natalie Pearl, with 5 gates to go, had difficulty, crashed out, and it ended her day with nothing but a DNF. And a tough break for Gustafson. It looks like she has gotten focused and is ready to come back and repeat here in the girls slalom.
That's right, boss. Well, consistency is key. She'll need to lay down a solid second run. So many talented racers. Of course, Frida Svedberg still yet to come down for Rocky Mountain College. This year's giant slalom champion, last year's slalom champion. So she's definitely a force to be reckoned with, boss.
Jessica Bishop from Hobart William Smith across the stripe in 59.06. Now it's the University of Wisconsin's Morgan Duffy wearing bib number 10. That's the University of Washington. Check that. And now Morgan Duffy making her way into the final 15 gates here of this very difficult slalom first run set. She'll be followed by Gabby Gensha from St. Olaf College. Meanwhile, Jessica Bishop now into the final gate and across the stripe in a time of 56.54.
You saw her skis tracking really well there, boss, into that final set of combinations. Like she had very good form near the bottom, and she's rewarded with a really solid time.
While we have a break here, let's take a look at our course conditions. A beautiful day, but a very, very fast track. Temperatures 37 degrees here at the base, mostly sunny, light winds. Start shack up at 2,170 meters, dropping to 1985 here at the broadcast center for a total vertical drop of 185. But look at the gates, Alex Beatty. 60 gates for the ladies today, 57 direction changes. Our chief of race, of course, John Schemer today. Now back to live action. It's Gabby Ginship from St. Olaf College wearing bib number 11. And she makes her way past the center section in to the chicane and now into the lower third comes Gabby Ginship. She'll be followed by Syracuse University's Kelsey Dignas. Here comes Gabby Ginship skiing well, letting the skis do the work, trying to remain still and pointing towards the finish corral with the upper body. And 2 gates to go for Ginship. Ginship now into the corral with a 52.98. A good time for Gabby Ginship, good enough for third. So your leaderboard in 5th, Morgan Duffy. In 4th, Sydney Sulte. Gabby Ginship in 3rd, Francesco Curtolo, but still your leader, the yoke from College of Idaho, Caroline Gustafson. Now it's Kelsey Dignas from Syracuse University. Dignas 6th fastest after the intermediate split. She'll need to pour it on to get in the top 5. Now 6 gates to go for Dignas.
So Dignas got a little wide there on that last set of combinations, but she kept it together, held her own. Now she's in the finish corral safely. She'll be rewarded with a second run, boss.
Indeed she will. Alicia Cant from the University of Nevada at Reno wearing bib 13 on course. Heather Durr will follow, now dropping in from the start shack. Meanwhile, now out of the chicane. Yesterday we called it the Widowmaker because it was a rough area for the men's GS. A different set, though, here on the women's slalom. And navigating perfectly is Alicia Cant from Nevada, Reno. Now Cant with 6 gates to go.
She had to scrub a little bit of speed there, boss. Now she's out, having some trouble there. That last set of combinations, we'll have to go to the gatekeepers to find out exactly what happened. But she is across the finish line now.
That is Alicia Cant from the University of Nevada at Reno. The time of 108.56 definitely slowed her down, Alex. Now on course, it's the Nittany Lion from Penn State University, Heather Durr. What an incredible collegiate racing career Durr has had. She would love to see a podium here for the Nittany Lion. She'll need to have a great first run as she crosses the stripe in a 102.12. Good enough for 12th position. She lost a lot of time, Alex, in the lower half. She was 6th fastest at the intermediate split shack, but then had some trouble during the transition into the chicane.
That's right, boss. Very critical there. You have to keep your speed into this flatter section of the course where technique is key. You see right now in the flush there, you got to be really quick on your feet. But Cara Van Herwardy of Clarkson was skiing for the Clarkson Knights. She'll finish. We'll see her in the afternoon.
Kinsey Dignas now on course wearing bib number 16 as you see Dignas flying over the intermediate line. Halfway through is Dignas and she is moving well. Kinsey Dignas from Cornell University, the Big Red, well represented here at the 2015 Nationals. Now Kinsey Dignas navigating the final 10 gates. This is when the legs start to burn. It takes everything they have to get through the final 3. And Dignas does, crossing the stripe with a time of 56.56, good enough for 6th. Gabriella Sorg from the University of Minnesota Twin Cities now on course, wearing bib number 17, and now dropping in from the top, it's Rocky Mountain College's Frida Svedberg, the winner of the ladies' GS. Meanwhile, here on the bottom, Gabriella Sorg from Minnesota Twin Cities had to scrape a lot of speed and now has to try to catch it up. Just staying in course. 5 gates to go for Sorg. Gabriella Sorg now pulling her way into the finish. Lost a lot of speed in the second half of the run, but she'll be back for run number 2. Sorg's time 1:00.12. Now it is the speed demon from Rocky Mountain College, Frida Svedberg. Won the giant slalom 2 days ago here in the ladies' competition, and look at her go, Alex Beatty.
Yeah, boss. I mean, you can see her form there. Look at her carve and how she handles that flush with precision. Those legs so close together, just tracking well, almost loses it there across the finish. But Frida Svedberg, the consistent champion here, has crossed the finish line.
No doubt about it. What an incredible time for Frida Svedberg, 51.05. Just edging out Caroline Gustafson from the College of Idaho. So your new leader, Frida Svedberg. Then it's Gustafson, Curtolo, Ginship, and Sydney Sulte rounding out your top 5. Meanwhile, back to live action from the University of Wisconsin in Madison. It's Brenna Murray wearing bib number 19. Now Murray with 12 gates to go. She'll be followed by Catherine Haberman-Fakey. 3 gates to go for Murray. And from Wisconsin-Madison, Brenna Murray punches the line in a 56.41. Good enough for 7th place. And now it looks like we have Catherine Haberman-Fakey from Ithaca College. She's down on the course. And it looks like that might be the end of the day for Catherine Haberman-Fakey. Now back up top, it is Sandra Gerlich. As you can see, Alex Beatty, a real steep pitch there at the first 10 gates of this course.
That's right, boss. Gerlich having some trouble there, almost losing. You can see her just really struggling to keep that downhill foot on the ground, making sure to carve there as much as possible. She is now back on track, but lost a lot of speed there. She'll have to make it up in the bottom section here, but she's tracking well now as she makes her way into this combination here, this hairpin. Now about 10 gates to go on this wicked winding slalom course. Could see a lot of attrition today, boss.
No doubt about it, Alex Beatty. This thing is a wild child here. These ladies are trying to contend with 60 gates here. Not only is it difficult, but they're exhausted at the bottom of the run, so very challenging for the ladies here in run number 1. Sandra Gerlich from the University of British Columbia across the stripe in 56.11. Now it's Duke University's Ashley Cooper wearing bib number 22 at the top. Here comes Cooper skiing well through the center section here, having to scrape some speed though as she gets over into the head wall. Lots of direction changes, but then there are lots of pitch changes as well. This thing is insane today.
That's right, boss. Some trouble there for Ashley Cooper. She has skied out, but it looks like she's going to hike. Just that 1 gate to make. Now she's back on course. Of course, Ashley Cooper, the freshman from Duke University, grew up skiing at Ascutney, Vermont. I've skied there myself. Kind of a mountain with not as much pitch. So look for her to really handle this bottom part well here. It looks like she's just had so much trouble getting speed now into the bottom section. The legs are exhausted from a hike. You know, it's just really hard to get that momentum again after you've been forced to stop everything you're doing and get back in the course. And the struggles continue for Ashley Cooper of Duke. But she is a champion in the making now as she makes her way towards these last few gates on her back. Oh, so close to the finish line. Will she slide across the finish line?
She's still in it.
Yes, she will. Incredible performance from Ashley Cooper, the champion from Duke University. Unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it, boss.
That is an incredible finish. Everything she had to stay in the course, and she did. She'll be back for run number 2. Ashley Cooper, incredible performance. Now crossing the stripe, it's Daisy Shadlick from University of California at Berkeley with a 100.84. Now on course, it's Babson's Tatum Alkier wearing bib number 24, moving her way through the final 10 gates. Here comes Tatum Alkier.
Alkier skiing well here, boss. She's really tracking those skis, carving like a champion now near the bottom of this course. And she ducks across the finish, a little punch across the stripe. Bib number 24, Tatum Alkier, finishing with a time of 54.12. Good enough for 6th right now. Incredible run there. Now we have Mallory Slicker of Northern Michigan University. She is skiing well now, halfway through this course. Very technical set now as she makes her way towards the bottom. Really carving well through that undergate there. You saw kind of a wicked turn there now into the hairpin. She is down now. The bottom section of this course is all that remains.
Mallory Slicker wearing bib number 25 from Northern Michigan University. I have received information that there is a certain young man awaiting Mallory Slicker's run here at the bottom. Nick Egan has informed me that he is going to ask Mallory Slicker to marry him as soon as she is finished with this run. We're going to see. We're going to see if we can check that out. We don't want to miss the next racer, Daniela Hemsley, but if we get a marriage proposal here on the broadcast, Alex Beatty, it looks like Slicker is going to be asked to get married to Nick Egan here in just a second. Let's see if Egan's over there. Oh, it looks like we might miss that. We'll give you some more updated information. Oh, wait, now we've turned the camera around. Let's see, is Egan over there? Is she going to be getting... No, he blew it. He was afraid. He was scared. Tough break. Daniela Hemsley wearing bib number 26 from the University of Colorado. And she's across in 57.30. Now back to live action here at the halfway point. Gabby Slavny from St. Bonaventure University. Rich Krampanis would be so proud to see the Bonnies here well represented at the USCSA Nationals. Skiing well now, Gabby Slavny.
See this course just taking these athletes back and forth across the trail here. A lot of combinations set up to change the direction of the course, really move these athletes around and keep them on their toes the whole time. It's where we separate the contenders from the champions. Bib number 27, Gabby Slavny, a future champion herself, will finish with a time of 58.97.
Kelsey Sievert from the University of Minnesota Twin Cities now on course, wearing bib number 28. 10th fastest at the split shack. A little trouble there, had to scrape a lot of speed. Now she's back in the course. Not only must you stay focused, but the legs have to stay in gear. 1 second of mistimed gate run, and it's over. And a good run for Kelsey Sievert, crossing the stripe in 57.07. Now on course, it's Amanda Engelhardt from Brown University. She'll be followed by Hobart William Smith's Christine Maloney. Here comes Amanda Engelhardt.
Brown, of course, lost their top racer early, so Engelhardt hard-pressed here to score well for the team, but she is skiing extremely well, boss. 6th fastest after their intermediate start check. Carving well now near the bottom. She'll cross the finish line. Incredible run from Amanda Engelhardt.
56.31 gives her a top 10 place here in run number 1. Now Christine Maloney from Hobart William Smith wearing bib number 30. She'll be followed by St. Anselm's Jill Murray. And here comes Hobart William Smith's Christine Maloney. Maloney with 10 gates to go.
Maloney looking fast here near the bottom. The ice dancing major from Hobart and William Smith. They're rocking the green, orange, and black GS suits. Love them. Stylish choice with the purple POC helmet is bib number 30. Christine Maloney. She'll finish with a time of 61.19. Now it's Jill Murray of St. Anselm's on course.
She'll be followed by Simona Krakola, and now in the start shack, Devin Salison from Penn State. 8 gates to go for Murray from St. Anselm's. 99 ski, check that, 99 ski racers here in the morning session for the ladies. And crossing the stripe, it's Jill Murray from St. Anselm's College with a 100.80. So rounding out your top 5 so far here in the first run. From the Air Force Academy, Sydney Solti in 5th. It's St. Olaf's Gabby Genship in 4th. Sierra Nevada's Francesca Curtolo in 3rd. Caroline Gustafson from the College of Idaho in 2nd, but still your leader. Rocky Mountain College's Frida Svedberg. Back to live action now, Castleton College's Simona Kurkolo. Kurkolo with 4 gates to go. And here comes Kurkolo. Driving to the line and into the corral is Simona Kurkolo from Castleton. 58.48, good enough for 17.
Well, Kurkolo saw her teammate Blair Hooper struggle there in the combinations, and she knew exactly what she had to do, and she did it. Incredible run there. Castleton skiing strong this morning, boss.
Here comes Devin Salison, the Nittany Lion from Penn State University in bib 33. She'll be followed by Madison McInnes from the University of Washington. The final 8 gates for Penn State's Devin Salison. Salison punching the gates out of the way, now polling to try to pick up some final speed as she punches the line in a 101.89. University of Washington's Madison McInnes now on course. She's in bib number 34. She'll be followed by Lafayette College's Olivia Erdman, and Frederica Helm from Rocky Mountain College awaits her first run at the start shack. Boss Hogg and Alex Beatty bringing it to you from the Broadcast Center here on a gorgeous Thursday morning. It's run number 1 for the Women's Slalom Championship. And here comes Madison McInnes from the University of Washington. McInnes across the stripe with a time of 104.02.
You know, boss, I talked to a bunch of these athletes this week, mostly on Tinder, and they told me that they really love slalom. That's their bread and butter. They love the technique and the back and forth. They feel like they're really quick on their toes, and we've seen it all day. Just incredible form here. And Olivia Erdman of Lafayette, no exception. See how she handles that flush back and forth. Her ski's really tracking well as she will cross the finish line. Bib number 35, check that, with a time of 64.12.
Now it's Frederica Helm from Rocky Mountain College. Helm, always a contender here at the National Championship. Had a fantastic giant slalom performance, and she is moving well now. Here, 5 gates to go for Frederica Helm. Helm driving to the line, pulling, and now across the stripe, it's Helm with a 52.86. Good enough for 4th place. A great run for Rocky Mountain's Frederica Helm.
Well, she knew she had a great run going there. You saw it with her exciting pole plant across the finish. Helm, of course, finished 8th last year in this event. She's definitely looking to improve, and I see no reason why that wouldn't happen today.
Now it's Elizabeth McCusker from Clarkson. McCusker into the final 10 gates. Clarkson fielding another fantastic men's and women's Alpine team here this year. Skip Fox never ceases to amaze, always putting together a very talented crew. And McCusker now across the stripe in 58.93.
Clarkson, of course, coming in 3rd at this year's Eastern Regional Conference Championships. They're looking for a podium spot today for sure, boss.
Melissa Daniels from Sierra Nevada College makes her way into the final 3rd. 8 gates to go for McDaniels. And McDaniels into the final. Gate in across the line in a time of 54.19. Good enough for 8th place. Still Kinship, Helm, Curtolo, Gustafson, and Svedberg, your top 5. Now Megan Joyce from Cornell University. The Big Red, wearing big number 39. She'll be followed by Mary Totten from the College of Idaho. Here is Megan Joyce from Cornell University.
Megan Joyce, the junior from Cornell, majoring in Downton Abbey costume design, making her way down the course into this final set of combinations. Taking a kind of a wide line there, but she is back in form now as she pole plants across the finish. Bib number 39, Megan Joyce, finishing with a time of 60.68. Good enough for 26th right now.
Now it's the College of Idaho. The Yotes from Caldwell. Mary Totten wearing bib number 40. Coach Ron Bonneau. Also an incredibly improved program, but it looks like Totten had some trouble there, had to scrape all of the speed. And Alex, that is not the place on this run you want to scrape speed.
That's right, boss. Almost the flattest section of the run right there. You really need to keep all the speed and let the skis do the work. The bending of that downhill ski can really push you forward. If you've lost the energy there, it's really hard to pick it back up. Tough break there for bib number 40.
Indeed, she had a great run going, a 100.16 for Totten, good enough for 25th. She may have been top 10 without the big speed scrape there at the end. Meanwhile, back to live action in bib 41 from Stanford University. It's Allison Lindsay. Now Lindsay with 15 gates to go. She'll be followed by Kirsten Weiss from Syracuse. Good speed here at the bottom for Allison Lindsay. Let's see how she navigates this final flush. And a good ski on run number 1 for Allison Lindsay with a time of 103.45. You know, Alex, as we see these lady racers come down here in run number 1 and we look at the times, it certainly causes us to wow the 51.05 of Frida Svedberg and the 51.27 of Caroline Gustafson.
That's right, boss. They're now a second ahead of the competition here, but Kirsten Weiss from Syracuse having a lot of trouble navigating those last few turns. She's spread eagle on the ground, a little bit slow to get up, definitely shook up there as she rearranges herself. Gets that equipment in order. She is done for the day. Tough break there for Syracuse early on, boss.
Now it's Alexandra Kinshef from St. Olaf College in bib 43. Kinshef skiing well here past the halfway mark into the lower 3rd. And Kinshef has some trouble. Looks like she's able to get it back, though. Good core strength recovery from Alexandra Kinshef. And Kinshef didn't quit on it. She is skiing well here in the bottom 5 gates into the last flush. Here comes Alexandra Kinshef. from St. Olaf College, striping in 54.95. A great run, top 10. That's 9th place for Ginship.
Well, boss, that's where the athleticism and training really come into play. She was almost riding side saddle there for a second, but pulled it back together and finished with a strong run.
Now Savannah McKeemum from the University of Nevada at Reno.
Saw her struggle there a little bit on the pitch. Got in the back seat and made it hard to continue, but now she's navigating the course well. About 12 gates to go for Savannah McKeenan. Now into this second to last set of combinations. Now a very turny section here. As you see, starting to get rutted out, that downhill leg chattering a little bit. All the ruts developing. Well, let's see how she does in the flush, and she does ski it well. So a strong run here and a strong finish for Savannah McKeenan of the University of Nevada, Reno.
Now it's the Air Force Academy's Anna Miusi. Anna Miusi wearing bib number 45. She'll be followed by Erica Ingstrad from the University of Wisconsin-Madison, and awaiting run number 1 in the start shack, it's Lafayette's Sydney Burton. Meanwhile, into the final 5 gates comes Anna Miusi. And Miusi across the stripe in 102.81. Now it's Erica Ingstrad. Good speed coming out of the lower half here for Erica Ingstrad.
She's having a lightning fast run, boss, and you saw it's because she really was carving well in that steep section. Important not to scrape any speed so you can carry it all into the bottom. Very quick there on the flush, and she'll cross the finish line. Great first run there, boss.
And here comes Erica Ingstrad with a time of 56.52. Good enough for 14th position. Of course, all the ladies, Alex, vying for that top 30 times. Will take the top 30 racers, reverse their order, and that's how they'll come down in run 2 later on today.
Especially important today, boss, where things are looking to heat up. A high of 56 degrees expected in the afternoon. You have to imagine that the course could get really rutted out, really soft snow there. Can be a little tricky if you're running later in the pack, so those running in early positions will definitely have the advantage this afternoon.
Now it's Lafayette's Sydney Burton. Burton skiing well, 36th fastest after the intermediate times. And now into the corral with a time of 105.12. Lisa Davis in bib number 48 from Castleton College on course. And Davis into the flat section, now back into the head wall. Good transition for Davis. Looks real comfortable over her skis right now.
Ooh.
Oh, and she almost clipped the gate there. And she did. She knows it too. A tough break for Lisa Davis. That'll be the end of her slalom competition. And another problem here up high from Georgia Toll from Stanford University. That's bib number 49. Toll was able to recover. She is definitely in the back seat now.
That's right, boss. Looked like Toll had a little bit of trouble there on that undergate. Wasn't quite sure how to ski it. Now more trouble there. She's skied out of the course, but now back on into that last few turns there. Through that set of combinations. Now she'll be in the flush, but she's lost a lot of speed, boss, just now looking to earn that second run.
Indeed she will. Georgia Toll from Stanford University in a tough first run, but she earned herself a second trip down later on this afternoon. Of course, we'll bring you live coverage of Run 2 here at 1 p.m. Pacific time right here on the USCSA Broadcast Network. Back to live action now. Caitlin Sullivan from the Air Force Academy in bib 50. She'll be followed by Mayu Nakamura from College of Idaho. 6 gates to go for Sullivan now. Sullivan 39th fastest at the split shack. Let's see if she can improve on that here in the bottom half as she cuts the stripe in a time of 105.75 down to 43rd. So a slower lower half for Caitlin Sullivan. Meanwhile, College of Idaho's Mayu Nakamura in bib number 51. And Nakamura carrying a lot of speed into the final 15 gates. Now into the flat section. Tons of transitions in this course, Alex Beatty. You have to stay on top of every single turn.
That's right, boss. And Nakamura looking a little bit wide there on those last few turns. She was in the back seat, a little bit higher up in the course, but kept it together and skied well through the flats. So Ron Bonneau's got to be happy about that, boss.
That is Mayu Nakamura from the College of Idaho with a 100.32. And Abby Brown. Abby Brown has skied off course. A tough break for Abby Brown. Isabella Lynch from Syracuse University, wearing bib number 53. Boy, maybe they could tighten up the starting positions here to like 15-second intervals, because this 30's not quite fast enough, is it?
No, indeed, boss. These racers coming down lightning fast, especially with all the skill they have. It's a steeplechase here today at Mount Bachelor.
We can't even catch up with them. The race should be over in about 12 more minutes, folks. Isabella Lynch from Syracuse University in bib number 53. And that's going to be the end of the day for Isabella Lynch. A tough break for Syracuse's Isabella Lynch.
That's right. Very tricky part of the course there right before that first intermediate split shack. She had some trouble there and just knew she missed a gate and decided that would be the end of her day. And having a lot of trouble there is Sally Anderson from the University of Wisconsin-Madison, but she's back on course now, a white and pink blur as she skis through the forest of red and blue plastic that we have here on this Thunderbird Trail.
University of Wisconsin at Madison, Sally Anderson in bib number 54. Now making her way past the split shack into the lower half, and she's late on that gate. Now has been able to pull it back in. Had to scrape a lot of speed at the wrong place right there in the flats. Now she'll pick up more speed as she comes down the second head wall. 8 gates to go for Sally Anderson in bib 54. Now into the final flush. The legs are burning, but Anderson knows how to control. And punching the stripe with a time of 59.59, good enough for 27. She'll have to sit and wait and see if that'll hold into the top 30.
Well, boss, you saw some struggles there early on. It's like a butterfly effect scenario. You know, if you miss one gate early on, you can start a hurricane in North Africa.
Allison Kowalski from Penn State University wearing bib 55. 40th fastest at the split shack. Now into the final 20 gates comes Kowalski. She's followed by Taylor Manderson in from Clarkson. 8 gates to go now for Allison Kowalski. And into the final flush. And driving to the line, it's Penn State University's Allison Kowalski with a time of 104.48. Taylor Manderson's got a good run going. 20th fastest at the split shack. Let's see if she can hold it together here in the bottom half of the course. Manderson from Clarkson.
Manderson, the junior, this is her third collegiate nationals. No stranger to this tricky set here for the slalom. A technical specialist, majoring in chemical engineering, originally from Ballston Spa, New York. She'll cross the finish line. Strong first run there from Taylor Manderson.
Indeed, 21st fastest with a 58.23. As I said, she looked like she had a good run going at the top, Alex, and she was able to hold it together in the bottom. So she'll be sitting pretty here. Hopefully, for her at least, she will make the top 30 flip here for the afternoon. Now back to live action. Hobart Williams Smith's Connor Clemens on course. Wearing bib number 57, now into the flat section. Onto the final head wall comes Clemens. Clemens with 8 gates to go now. Got a little wide here. Now she's going to have to pull it together for the flush. The skis are apart. She's able to get through, though. And into the tuck and across is Connor Clemens with a 101.27.
Definitely some troubles there at the bottom for Connor Clemens, the freshman. Originally from Pennsylvania, grew up skiing at Cannon, watching Bodie Miller train. Sure that contributed to her no-holds-bar attitude on the course we saw today. We'll see it again this afternoon.
Anna Bowman from the University of Minnesota Twin Cities now on course, wearing bib number 58. Bowman punching the gates out of the way. Wasn't carrying a lot of speed out of that flat section. Let's see if she can pick it up here through the flush. A nasty set here for the ladies in run number 1. As you just get into the rhythm of left to right, and then they throw a flush at you.
That's right, boss. We've seen a lot of racers there. The legs are just so exhausted from this very turny course, and they just can't handle that last set of 3 gates there set up vertically on the hill. We call that a flush, and we've seen a couple racers ski out there, boss.
Now Ali Ganesh from Brown University wearing bib number 59. Ali Ganesh tucks across into the corral with a time of 57.54. A great run for Ali Ganesh from Brown University. Good enough for 20th position. Now on course, it's Emily Lamoureux from Sierra Nevada College. Certainly one to watch here. The Flying Eagles from Incline Village. Lamoureux, 8th fastest at the split shack. Now past the halfway mark into the lower third. 10 gates to go. For Lamoureux, she was late there. Had to pull it back in together. Scraping speed now into the flush. Here comes Lamoureux. Well navigated. And now into the corral with a time of 54.58. Good enough for 9th place for Emily Lamoureux. A good first run. Now Megan Danielski from St. Olaf College wearing bib number 61 past the halfway mark into the final 15 gates. Megan Danielski, she'll be followed by Taylor Santon from the University of Nevada, Reno. Out of the flat section into the final head wall comes Danielski. Danielski with good rhythm, trying to keep the body straight and pointed downhill. Letting the skis do the work while the legs burn nuclear. Here at the bottom is Danielski with a time of 57.23. Good enough for the top 20. 19th position for Danielski. She'll be back for run 2 this afternoon.
Well, great run out of Danielski. This St. Olaf team really looking for her to perform well in this course. They finished in 3rd last year at this event. Always a strong team coming out of St. Olaf, and we'll look forward to seeing more of them this week.
Taylor Santon from Nevada, Reno. Now into the final 8 gates, over the flat section, down the last head wall. Looks like the ladies are having no problems with that transition, Alex Beating.
That's right, where the course brings you all the way from skiers right to skiers left, just right before the finish line. It's a couple very tricky parts there near the bottom, but looked like Taylor Santon of the University of Nevada, Reno navigated it well. She'll finish with a time of 71.16.
Now it's Rachel Urban from the University of Washington in bib number 63 in the final part of the course. She'll be followed by Susan Becks from Rocky Mountain College, who had a great GS here 2 days ago. Rachel Urban from the University of Washington through the flush now into the final 2 gates and into the corral safely with a 105.59. Rocky Mountain College's Susan Becks now flying wild here at the top of the course. Now making her way into the final 8 gates is Susan Becks from Rocky Mountain College. Becks was 9th fastest at the split shack. Let's see if she can improve on that here in the bottom half. Through the flush and into the final gate and across is Susan Becks with a time of 54.98, good enough for 11th position. We knew the times from Curtolo, Gustafsson, and Svedberg were going to be fast, but we had no idea they'd be this fast, Alex Beatty.
That's right, boss. They're really holding up well here, and looks like Taylor Kudia of St. Anselm's is hiking up. A brutal hike there, almost a full gate, but she's back on course now, but not carrying much speed into that second to last hairpin. And oh, the troubles just continue for Kudia. But still skiing strong. It's just a testament to these athletes. That's what they train for. But oh, that is just the end. That prospect of a 3rd hike was just too much, and now she is out of the course, boss.
Tough break for Taylor Kudia. Meanwhile, Penn State University's Robin Durr on course, Heather's younger sister. And Durr has a tough time up there. Is she going to hike it?
Like
She's thinking about it. It looks like she was thinking about it.
She was unsure of whether or not she straddled
and that's
a
it.
Gate. Yep.
A tough break for Robin Durr, but we are going to see a lot of Robin Durr here at the USCSA National Championships upcoming. Just getting started with an impressive collegiate ski racing career. Back to live action now. Cornell University's Catherine Grace Norris. Norris trying to collect herself. It is so hard, not just on the body, but on the mind, Alex. When you get out of rhythm, when you have to hike, when anything causes the run to break into pieces, it is really tough to get your stuff together and get back down the mountain.
Well, they call Norris the decider because she decides which way she's going to ski through combinations. And she has shown us why she's earned that nickname today. The freshman out of Cornell, majoring in construction. She will successfully make it to the bottom of this course as she throws up her arms in excitement.
Great run for Catherine Grace Norris from Cornell University with a time of 101.99. Now it's bib number 68, Castleton College's Rebecca Stagel. She'll be followed by Allery Lever from St. Anselm's. Past the halfway mark into the lower 3rd, and she has gotten behind. She's hidden by the banner here. She's down on the snow, and that's going to be the end of the day for Rebecca Stagel.
We saw her just get carried all the way to skiers right.
It looks like she's hiking. It looks like she may be hiking. We'll have to check that out.
Yeah, she's back in there, boss. Just the
she is indeed.
Testament to her dedication and drive. Wants to make sure she scores for this Castleton team that struggled a little bit early today, and she's skiing well now, boss.
Now into the final flush is Rebecca Stagel. We thought it was over for her, but in fact, it's not. She'll be back for run number 2 later on today. Allery Lever from St. Anselm's College now making her way into the final 6 gates. She'll be followed by Rebecca Sharp from Lafayette. And into the last gate is Hallery Lever across into the corral with a 101.59. Rebecca Scharf wearing bib number 70 now on course. And here comes Rebecca Scharf.
Scharf with a little bit of trepidation there as this course has gotten a little bit beat up by these early skiers. Now she is into the bottom half of the course, taking kind of a wide line there. She cross blocks like a champion through the delay. Now she's into the bottom section past the first intermediate shack and skiing well.
Rebecca Scharf from Lafayette. She'll be followed by Mallory Kelly from Rocky Mountain College. Or that could be Kelly Mallory, I'm not sure. We'll have to check that. Meanwhile, back here on the bottom, Rebecca Scharf. Scharf making her way through the final 8 gates. Now to the last flush is Scharf.
Scharf a little wide there on that last set of combinations. Got to keep the skis as close to the poles as possible if you want to keep a lot of speed there, but she'll successfully finish bib number 70, Rebecca Scharf.
Well, of course, Scharf wearing the scarf, the Scharf scarf, like an orange blur as you referred to it in the GS competition. Back to live action now, Mallory Kelly from Rocky Mountain College. Into the final flush comes Kelly. She's got a good run going here. We'll see if she was able to make up a little time here in the bottom half. Crossing the stripe in 58.49, good enough for 27th position. So she is close to the bubble here. We'll see if she makes the flip. Meanwhile, McKenna McNabb from St. Olaf College in bib number 72, as you can really start to see the ruts forming here in the bottom half of this run.
That's right, boss. But McNabb, a veteran of these national championships. This is her 4th, the senior team mom of this strong St. Olaf team. Skiing very well. She finished in 9th in this competition last year, and you can see why. Look at her carve these turns. The ski's tracking so well, and just the upper body, lower body separation, those knees bouncing. You can see her excitement, boss, as she crosses the stripe.
Indeed, she punched it. McKenna McNabb with a 57.35, good enough for 23rd position. We'll see if she can hold on to the 30 flip here. Meanwhile, back to live action, 73 bib number, Hobart William Smith, Megan Shenton. She'll be followed by Ashley McEnany from Air Force Academy. Now into the lower third comes Megan Shenton from Hobart William Smith.
Shenton having a lot of trouble there in that bottom pitch. She got very late, and you can see her almost on the snow here as she just struggles to stay in the course. A wild ride for the freshman from Hobart and William Smith, but it looks like she'll make it to the finish, boss.
Indeed she will. A good run for Megan Shenton. She'll be back again for run number 2 this afternoon. Don't forget, tune in here to the USCSA Broadcast Network for live coverage of run number 2 beginning at 1 p.m. Pacific time.
Now it's Ashley McEnany of the Air Force Academy flying high here above the trail. Approaching Mach 3 now as she makes her way to the bottom section of the course.
Ashley McEnany wearing bib number 74. She'll be followed by Kendra Nixon from the University of Nevada at Reno. Now into the final 15 gates comes Ashley McEnany.
McEnany, the freshman from the Air Force Academy, originally from Monticello, New York. Out here skiing at her first national championships. I'm sure just happy to be escaping New York for the week. They're getting pounded with snow and cold today. And a strong first run there from Ashley McEnany of the Air Force Academy. She finishes with a 123.13.
Now it's Kendra Nixon from the University of Nevada at Reno. Nixon skiing well.
Kendra Milhouse Nixon, the freshman from Nevada, Reno. She wants to dedicate this run to her dog Checkers as she skis well now towards the finish. Carving well now into this final set of combinations. This flush, the brutal flush that has just been set to keep these athletes on their toes, but she has finished, boss. A great first run from the freshman out of Nevada, Reno.
111.51 for Kendra Nixon. Now it's Clarkson University's Casey Abraham at bib 76. Abraham's had trouble, but she wants a second run and has just hiked to earn it. Now let's see if she can get her mind and her body back in sync. This is what happens all of the time. They miss a gate, they hike, and then the whole thing just melts down. Let's take a look at Casey Abraham. Abraham now back into the flow, picking the speed back up. Yes, Casey Abraham now. Oh, wide there. Had to take some speed off. Now let's see if she can get it back together for the third time. It is a real testament to these athletes who can recover from those types of mistakes, Alex Beatty, and it looks like that Casey Abraham from Clarkson University, she's going to have the mental fortitude to do exactly that. Let's see how she works the flush. Good through the flush. 3 gates to go. A great run and an incredible effort from Casey Abraham from Clarkson. She had to work for that second run, Alex Beatty.
Absolutely, boss. You know, I talked to Coach Skip Fox before the race today. He told me that any of his athletes that don't hike today will be walking back to Potsdam, New York. So no surprises there that Casey Abraham let it all hang out and climbed up the hill to get back into this course.
Here comes Jocelyn Worley from Syracuse University at bib number 77. Now out of the final flat section into the head wall. 8 gates to go, including the flush. Here comes Jocelyn Worley from Syracuse. Worley, a little late through the flush, but she's going to make it. And now Worley driving to the line and across in 103.35. University of Wisconsin and Madison's Megan McMahon on course, wearing bib number 78. She'll be followed by Sierra Nevada College's Caroline Clayson. Certainly Clayson one to watch here. Now it's Megan McMahon from the University of Wisconsin at Madison. Had to ski real wide for that gate, and it looks like she missed it. She's going to hike for it. And now McMahon back on course. Let's see if she can get the rhythm back together. And here comes Megan McMahon through the flat section, now into the final head wall in the last 9 gates.
McMahon originally from Shorewood, Wisconsin, where she grew up skiing on Little Holly Hill, a 160 vertical foot mountain. Hard to get the kind of steeps here that we're seeing on this course, and it looks like some trouble there, but she has finished. She must be relieved to be done with that wild ride there, boss.
Now it's Sierra Nevada's Caroline Clayson, and Clayson catches an edge. It throws her out of the course. She holds her helmet in total disgust. She had a great run going, and Caroline Clayson is out. Oh, a tough break for Bronco Zagar's Sierra Nevada Eagles, Alex Beatty.
That's right, boss. They were looking for Clayson to really finish strong here in this competition. The third place finisher at the Northern California Regional Conference Championship. So a tough break there for Sierra Nevada early, boss.
Now on course, it's Lauren Stobierski from Brown University. She'll be followed by Erin Anderson from the University of Washington and the College of Idaho's Eleanor Tansley in the box awaiting run number 1. Now into the final 8 gates comes Stobierski. Lauren Stobierski now into the final flush and 3 gates to go from Brown University. And across the stripe with a 58.89. A great time for Lauren Stobierski. That's good enough for 19th position. Almost assuredly will make the flip with a time like that.
That's right, boss. Stobierski, the freshman from Brown University, majoring in Instagram filter selection. Strong run there. Brown really needed that after their starter, Natalie Pearl, went down early in this competition. They're still hoping for a podium, finished in 4th last year in the slalom, and they'd love to come back and win it all here at Mount Bachelor.
Erin Anderson from the University of Washington, wearing bib number 82. Now into the flat section in the final head wall comes Erin Anderson. Eleanor Tansley now on course, dropping in from the top from the College of Idaho. She'll be followed by Kelsey Klingel from Minnesota Twin Cities.
Anderson making sure she skis this course correctly. Wants to definitely earn that second run, and she will. Bib number 82, Erin Anderson of the University of Washington, finishing with a time of 80.02.
Now it's Eleanor Tansley. College of Idaho, the yoke from Caldwell, and she has a tough time. It looks like she has made the gate. Yes, she was able. She fell down, but she was able to get the skis pointed towards the direction of the gate, and she made it. Now she's back on course. A tough break for Tansley. She had a good run going. Let's see if she can just finish here to get run number 2 through the flush, and she will. So a strong effort from Tansley. Just a tough break on one turn here with 15 to go, but Tansley will be back for run number 2 later on today.
Well, boss, you got to love that expression when these athletes are so focused on the course. They make one little mistake, they end up on the ground, and then you see them get up and just wonder where exactly they are. They have to find themselves, place themselves, figure out that, yes, in fact, they did make that gate and then continue back on the course. It's interesting to watch. Of course, a lot of training goes into that, and these athletes, they know they've all fallen before. They know how to get right back up and just keep on skiing through this course.
And a good bottom run here for Kelsey Klingel from Minnesota Twin Cities. Klingel with a time of 105.29. Now from the Air Force Academy in bib number 85, it's Sydney Tower. She'll be followed by Emily Mason from St. Anselm's College.
Sydney Tower, of course, the senior from the U.S. Air Force Academy. Originally from Shamong, New Jersey, grew up skiing at Smuggler's Notch in Vermont. Having a little bit of trouble there to navigating these last few gates, having to scrape some speed. We see her pointing across the hill. She's trying to point her body downhill, but she is navigating now well into this bottom section. We can see the bottom of her skis carving, but a little bit of chattering there as this course has really started to rut up. Temperatures rising here. A high of 95 degrees expected today in beautiful Mount Bachelor.
That's before the eruption.
That's right. Can only imagine how this course will stand up, boss.
Under the Camel blast flow, right? Emily Mason now on course from the, check that, from the Air Force Academy across the stripe at Sydney Tower with a 123.50. Now back to live action, St. Anselm's College, Emily Mason in bib number 87 through the flood. 3 gates to go for Mason, and Mason successfully into the corral with a 105.04. Elise Luce from Castleton College now on course in the back seat as well. Now trying to get it back together, getting over the fronts of the skis. It is hard to go down a slalom course in the back seat, Alex Beatty.
That is right, boss. Just so critical to be in the front and on your toes making these turns, especially in a course like this. Just so turny and tricky with so many combinations. A couple undergates there that really send you really far to the right or left of the hill when your goal is to just go down as fast as possible. It can be really tricky. We see a little bit of riding from the back, some limo riding there for Elise Luce of Castleton, but she'll finish with a time of 64.66. Good enough for 59th right now. Now it's Taya Pollock of Sierra Nevada skiing very well, boss.
Watch out for Taya Pollock. She has incredible experience here at the USCSA National Championships. Pollock is a technician, knows how to ski the slalom, and you can tell right now. Look at the form here from Taya Pollock. Pollock now into the final gate and punching the stripe with a 54.26, good enough for 9th place. So way back in the pack is Sierra Nevada College's Taya Pollock, but Pollock really navigated well through a rutted up course, and she'll look like she'll get a top 10 here, certainly inside the top 30 for the flip this afternoon.
Definitely trying to contend with that is Malin Erickson of Rocky Mountain College, 11 fastest after the first intermediate split shack. Having a lot of trouble there, though. She's lost a lot of speed now on the bottom of this course. That is a bummer for Malin Erickson. She just struggles to keep on this wild ride, boss.
Well, now the legs have locked up. I mean, this is what happens. You lose the rhythm, and all of a sudden the lactic acid in the legs begins to collect, and it is hard to get it back going again, but Erickson does. So Malin Erickson, through the force and sheer willpower, is able to finish the race with a time of 57.58. That's good enough for 27th place. We'll see if she can hold on through the next 10 racers and make that top 30 flip. Meanwhile, back to live action, Elizabeth Duran from Cornell University in bib 92. She'll be followed by Sydney Zeldis, who's now dropped in from the University of Washington. Into the lower third comes Elizabeth Duran. Duran now into the final flat section, and down the last head wall comes Elizabeth Duran.
Liz Duran, the sophomore from Cornell. They call her Duran Duran because she is notorious for her incredible skiing ability. Majoring in alchemy, I'm sure taking lessons from Natalie Pearl of Brown, the alchemist. Bib number 92, Liz Duran crossing the finish line with a time of 66.67.
Sydney Zelds in bib 93 now on course from the University of Washington. And Zelds skiing well, in control, but this is when the exhaustion starts to set in. It's hard to believe that just in 60 seconds the body can go from fully trained and energized to completely out of gas. It happens fast on a Thunderbird trail in a USCSA National Championship.
That's right, boss. Just the exhaustion. It's written on the faces of these athletes. Just a testament to how tricky and technical this course is. So many pitch changes and direction changes, but Sydney Zeld's handling it well. She may not be the most alphabetical of racers, but she is a strong contender, finishing with a time of 71.53.
Now it's Sylvie Bertrand from Brown University on course in bib number 95, 24th fastest at the Split Shack. So way from the back of the pack is Sylvie Bertrand. Let's see if she can make the flip here. She is working hard. Now through the flush, the final two gates, and across the stripe comes Sylvie Bertrand in 57.07. A great run from back in the pack from Sylvia Bertrand. Good enough for 21st position, so she is clearly inside the top 30. Hobart Williams-Smith is Haley Quigg in bib number 96 now. Just 3 racers to go after Quigg. World record pace here for run number 1 of a national championship slalom. I think we're clocking 34 minutes here.
Well, some of these athletes skiing so fast they're going back in time. Haley Quigg, one of them, the freshman from Hobart and Williams-Smith. Originally from Montrose, Pennsylvania, grew up skiing at Little Jiminy Peak in western Massachusetts. Looking strong here into this final section. She'll skate across the finish line. Bib number 96, Haley Quigg, finishing with a first run time of 66.06. Now it's Isabel Iwin of the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Skiing well, blasting from the back of the pack. Riding the ruts here through that tricky hairpin turn. Now she's in the final section of this course. The plastic forest, red and blue gates coming up every which way, taking all of her energy there just to not get smacked in the face, but she's handling it so well, really carving an aggressive line there for Haley Quigg. Now she'll make her way towards the finish line. Haley Quigg from the University of Wisconsin-Madison, finishing with a time of 66.54. Now it's Laura Post of St. Olaf.
Post now in bib number 98. A lot of speed through here in the back seat, front seat. This is a wild ride for Laura Post. No quitting here, though. Laura Post will go for the gusto here in the final 15 gates. And she did, as I said. There is no quitting for Laura Post. But it looks like that's going to be the end of the day for Laura. Tough break for St. Olaf. She's going to walk it. She's going to walk it. Yes, indeed, she's going to walk it, fighting for it. She knows she wants to finish this race and earn run number 2. Here's Laura Post. This is what it's all about, folks. USCSA Championship Racing, no quitting. And Laura Post now back on course. Let's see if she can get her head together and make it through the final 8 gates. Laura Post had to hike a long way. And now Post through the flush. And it looks like Laura Post is going to make it. Laura Post, after a wild ride and a long hike, and she punches the stripe, earns run number 2. So congratulations for St. Olaf College's Laura Post.
Post going to ski directly into the waiting arms of beloved confidant Patrick Ganal of St. Olaf College, who has been waiting, worried under muffed ears, watching her run.
University of Minnesota Twin Cities, Laura Grove now. That's Laura Gove. Wearing bib number 99, and Gove across the stripe in a 108.98.
That's Laura Gove, the freshman, originally from Plymouth, Minnesota, grew up skiing at Buck Hill. Qualifying for nationals after a 3-way time for 3rd place in her division championships. And that just goes to show you that even the tiniest fraction of a second can make all the difference in ski racing. And I'm sure Kendall Sangster of Lafayette knows that, skiing aggressively now into this bottom section of the course. Driving the team bus now as she makes her way down. Bit of a wide line there. Don't want to get too close to the gates. They hurt when you get smacked in the face. It's happened to me before. They can leave a wicked scar. And
that's Kendall Sangster.
Knows it.
Lafayette College's Kendall Sangster in bib number 100, now across the halfway mark, making her way into the lower 3rd. She'll be followed by Brianne Avetta from Penn State University. Now into the last 20 gates comes Kendall Sangster.
Sangster going a little bit conservative here. Look for her to pour it on in the second run. A speed demon. She wants to make sure she earns that second run. She saw a lot of talented athletes go down early in this competition. That's never what you want to see. She wants a chance to come out here and prove herself in the afternoon. She knows she can come away with a spot on the podium. Bib number 100, Kendall Sangster, finishing with a time of 81.24.
While we have a hold on the course, let's go over your top 5 here. It's St. Olaf College's Gabby Ginchef in the 5th slot. Frederica Helm from Rocky Mountain College in 4th. It's Sierra Nevada College's Francesca Curtolo in 3rd. Caroline Gustafson from College of Idaho in the 2nd slot. And still your leader from Rocky Mountain College, it's Frida Svedberg. Back to live action now. Brianna Vetta in bib number 101 from Penn State University. The Nittany Lion clipped a gate. She caught the boot on the gate, and that's the end of the day for her. That's a tough break for Brianna Vetta. Just tried to ride it too close to that gate, trying to shave the time, trying to keep the line straight down the hill, but you can't get that close.
That's right, boss. She's now on the side of the course examining the B-net set. A rough day there for sophomore Brianne Avetta from Penn State, the Nittany Lion, out early in this race. And now it's Jessica McNeil in the start shack for Syracuse, our second to last racer. She'll be followed by the infamous Destiny's Child, Kelly Rowland of Clarkson University.
And here comes Jessica McNeil from Syracuse. Has a good top section going here. McNeil now making her way towards this halfway stripe. We'll get a split time and see how she looks.
You see the fearlessness there as she really rides up to the top of that delay. That's the correct line to take. You want to be near the top gate there. And she has done it well. See, she does it there again. Has a little bit of trouble, but still with a great line. Getting early, setting up for that next turn now as she is into this bottom section.
Here comes Jessica McNeil from Syracuse, the second to the last racer here in run number 1. The course conditions could not be any worse now, but it looks like it is not affecting McNeil in any way, shape, or form. A quality run here from Syracuse University's Jessica McNeil. Let's see, it's going to be top 30. We'll see here in just a second as she makes it through the flush. 3 gates to go. Here comes Jessica McNeil, and McNeil across the stripe in a 105.69. Our final racer high above the Thunderbird Trail now, it's Kelly Rowland. Rowland from Clarkson. Skip Fox saving the best for last here.
That's right, boss. Kelly Rowland, not used to being running last in a ski race. Got a tough draw, but she's a survivor. Definitely had a silent night last night as she prepared for today's race. We can see her now jumping down this course, skiing well. Hope she won't lose her breath as she skis fast, very fast now into this bottom section. Yes, I will say her name. That is Kelly Rowland. Skiing for Clarkson University, carving well, skiing like a champion with the veracity of an oiled gazelle.
Now Kelly Rowland from Clarkson in bib 103 into the final flat section and down the last head wall with 8 gates to go. It's Rowland. Kelly Rowland now into the flush, and a good run for Rowland as she punches the stripe in a 101.48.
Standing up for love is Kelly Rowland. So much emotion for this soldier from Clarkson University. A great first slalom run for Kelly Rowland, boss.
That's going to do it for the ladies. They're all down here. Let's go over your top 5. Gabby Ginchef from St. Olaf College in the 5th. I had my timing screen in front of me and then it disappeared. So I will have to hold off in just a second. I'll give you the information here on the top 5. Don't forget, folks, we'll be back with more coverage later on this afternoon at 1 o'clock today here on Channel 1 on the USCSA Broadcast Network. Don't forget, you can also check out snowboard competition currently taking place here. Brad J. and Mark Oliver bringing you all of the goods from the snowboard venue. Today it is Border Cross Day. And then over at Alpine, they are off today, back tomorrow with Jason Albert and Bert Hinckley. They'll bring you coverage from the Alpine venue starting at 9:30 tomorrow morning. And we're still waiting here for our timing system to give us our screen back so we can tell you who the top 5 is on this disastrous performance of a broadcast here at the USCSA Broadcast Network.
What a beautiful day here
Maybe
at Mount Bachelor.
if I keep announcing that I need the timing screen over there, because the speaker's right next to the timing shack, maybe the timer can hear me to give me my screen back so I can see it. But I don't think I'm going to see it. We'll have the final results for you when we come back at 1 o'clock this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to do it here from run number 1 of the women's slalom. Join us 1 p.m. Oh, here we go. Oh, no, he took it away from me again. Nope, here we go. No, we'll just do it when we get back. Folks, tune in, 1 p.m. Pacific time, run number 2, here from the Thunderbird Trail in beautiful Mount Bachelor, Oregon. On behalf of our entire broadcast team, this is Boss Hogg saying so long, everybody.
Minus 10, 9, 8. The clock is operating. We're underway.